Hello, everybody. This is Lorenzo Ariola, your favorite neighborhood, you know, crazy person. And yeah, today I guess we're doing something different. We're doing like a live stream sort of interview. Um, my guest today is the infamous, polarizing character and a real nice guy. I think he's a real nice guy. Known on Twitter at ZeroDarkTony _OG. Instagram, you can find him at ZeroDarkTony, and YouTube, you can find him as YouTube channel, youtube.com/ at ZeroDarkTony. The great ZeroDarkTony. Hey, ZeroDarkTony, how are you doing today?
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, nothing. It's
There we go. There it is.
yeah,
Another day in paradise, right?
another day, another day. Yeah, I
How
know
are you? How's
you're.
everybody? How you doing? I can't. Is the chat up? What's going on with the chat? What you got going?
Yeah, I'm seeing it here. I see one guy, Ryan Sherman. He's holding up some beers.
All right. Let's see. Let me know if you get this.
Yeah, but good old,
See that
we're
over there?
just here. We're just chit chatting. Yeah, I see you there typing up. Hey guys,
Okay.
so you're good on the chat?
Well, I mean, I could see the set, the chat beside, so I'll probably see all the YouTube chat.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah, that's all we're on. We're just
because I
on
can't
YouTube.
see anybody in there yet, but that's okay. You could just read questions and put them up in the window.
Yeah, yeah, and I was saying you're still pretty banged up, right? When I know when did you get hurt exactly? Like a week ago? Was it about a week ago? About a week
Something
ago?
like that. I would imagine. Yeah, about a week ago.
I
About
know
a week ago.
about a week ago. About a week
Yeah.
ago. I know yeah, well with a pain like that, it probably feels like an eternity if you're just
I
lying in
can
bed.
honestly say I don't remember much,
Mhm.
but that's okay.
Maybe that's
Probably
good.
best. Probably best. It's probably best that way.
Yeah, I had a I remember well, I don't know if you were making public the things with your accident. I know
A little
what
bit. I really can't really talk about much of many of the details of it currently, just because of certain issues. But what I can talk about is that I got banged the fuck up.
yeah, can you tell whoever might not know how it happened, or did you want to like relive it? I don't know if you wanted to do
No,
that.
no, I
Okay.
can't really talk about the details of the actual thing. I just got hit by a vehicle
Mhm.
outside, near my place, and I got pretty banged up. I didn't go to the hospital right away. I was pretty stubborn, but then eventually I went to an urgent care. They said you need to go to the hospital right now,
Those
and then I
fucking
went.
urgent cares. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I was trying not to go to the hospital.
No, I know the feeling. You get more sick in the hospital than you do. You go there
They
and there's all
already
this.
told me something that I got that I didn't know what I had before with my spine. What do you got to do?
Yeah, like I know I'm hurt. Why do you got to send me somewhere to say I'm even more hurt? Just fucking give me drugs and let me heal up.
I'll say.
Uh, but
Speaking
but
of
I
which, I have just taken my proper dosage of Norco, so this is going to be a lot of fun in a little while. The looser I get. So where's the chat? What's going on, chat? How's everybody doing?
oh, what do we say?
Thanks for having
Hi.
me on. I appreciate it.
No, it's great having you on, man. I appreciate all your advice and guidance you've been giving me. I see Janet P. Hi, how are you feeling? Been praying for you.
I appreciate
Uh,
that, Janet.
yeah, no, that's great. Like, I think prayer works if you really believe. I think there was only one time I ever asked truthfully from God to help me. Well, it wasn't to help me; it was to help someone else who like had cancer. But I think I legit prayed to a Lord and Savior because I don't feel like I'm free of sin to ask God for favors. I've done a lot of bad
Nobody's free
things.
of sin, baby.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
but it was like, man, I don't know how to like help this person other than by legit trying to pray to a Lord if there is one. So I guess
Right.
it's good. It's good.
Well, you got to have faith in something, right?
Yeah, we all do.
That's what
We
George
all.
Michael said. Got to have faith.
Oh man, what does
I
he
think the
song?
Norco's kicking in pretty quickly.
Does he sing that like?
I'm making fucking what? Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. That one. Yeah, it's got a body like you. Ouch! God damn it! I hate this collar that they want me to wear, so I decided to take it off for a little while for the show.
Did it look like Vince McMahon's neck thing when he was
Man,
doing
they're
his
the
steroid
worst,
trial?
dude. They're the worst. And I've got some fractures, but just as long as I don't get crazy, I can be, reasonably mobile. But if, for example, I went out for a walk earlier, I wore it during the walk, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I'm thinking, I don't want to fall right now. That's all. Just don't let me fall. So, I mean, as far as the injuries go, I got a couple things to deal with my spine. And yeah, I am just taking it easy. And I got some stuff on my face. So I put up some pictures after my accident. You're going to like this. I think I told you this earlier. I put up pictures of my face and they marked it as gore on Twitter. They called my face gore. I
That's
thought that was
so
pretty funny.
Jesus Christ, dude. I don't know about all this Twitter algorithm. It sounds like
Oh boy.
they're aiming at you,
It's a
like
freaking dumpster fire over there, bro.
yeah, but it seems like it's just for particular people, like I feel like the people that are trying to ruffle feathers are the
Hmm.
ones that are getting the most strikes or getting the most nitpicked at, like I know
My
especially.
Twitter has been suspended twice in the past 30 days.
And it's for what? It's not like you're sharing what? You're not sharing things that are violating, like these are such loose violations, right?
Hmm.
Like
Well, here's what's going on. Make sure you hit that like, guys. Right? If we're here, make sure you're hitting the like, and we're going to talk about a couple things tonight. We're going to have some fun, but hit the like button.
yes,
Um,
and subscribe.
so shit. Where was I?
About Twitter.
Yeah. So what's happening there right now is you have so many people who are jumping on to algorithms, and my suspension came from some things that I had reported and some things that were. So the first suspension came from my posting about Eliza Blue. The second suspension was a kind of a directed attack on my account,
Hmm.
and that is was from other people, but it was an exploit that's there because of what Eliza alleges she has helped with on Twitter. Besides sucking some dicks.
Hey man, she's a female. That's what they do. We can't blame them.
Hey, look, she is
This
just the worst of the worst, and I just this is what makes it. This is when I look at this, the phrase comes to my mind. This is why we can't have nice things. When we listen to this shit and don't even check on it, nobody checks their facts. They report on things that they really should check the facts because facts matter. Context matters. Intent matters. You have to have these things for a story. If you're just going to be a creator and go on and say some things and you're talking about a subject that you don't even know where they're born, well then you say the wrong place. Then that's just an example of the fact checking. So if it's that basic in one sense, how is it going to be any better, right? If it's expanded exponentially in other directions. Nobody can answer the most basic things. So how can you make the a certain kind of donut if you can't make the glazed right? You know what I'm saying? If you're a bakery.
well, when I saw all this stuff coming up about her, I guess I'm just so used to like my own mother being such a liar in my whole life that it's like, oh, that's just her being a woman.
Mhm.
that's just her lying. Like that's just kind of what they do, and she's trying to twist the narrative so much. And
It's
then
dumb.
essentially, whoever does bring up this truth, ignore them, block them, have
Yeah.
them silenced. And it's just like, well, that's terrible. Like how are you? It's terrible, and then it makes her look even worse because it makes the story want to come up even more.
Well, look, when people run or resist or things like that, you're going to run into this on the internet. You're going to run into the people who are just there to take advantage of. Even look, if it bleeds, it leads, right? No matter what you're talking about when you're talking about news, if you have something sensational and like you say, polarizing, then you're really going to have you know a lot of people that know what they're doing in this space of social media, and they ride the algorithm, right? They just ride that algorithm so that they're basically taking financial advantage, which is fine. But if you're going to do it, get the facts right. That's all. That's it. Make all your money. Make your paper. Show your tits. I love it. It makes it interesting. Whatever you have to do, right?
Yeah.
To sell your product. If you're making money, obviously you're making money. But like I said,
But
if you're going to cover something in a space that requires some fact checking, then some people just are better at it than others.
but if she's trying to hide the fact that like, oh, I'm not really a trafficking victim, I'm more of a whore that makes money with my body. Now is a good time.
Or that she also actually pimped out other girls, according to some reports that we've gotten and some other people that I've spoken to. She has been involved in actually
Mhm.
connecting Johns, shall we say, with tricks.
Is this consensual? I hope.
Well, I mean, it's consensual, but I don't know. Is it consensual? I don't know. You know what? Let me back up.
All right.
I don't know. Okay,
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, I feel like, in this world, I'm gonna show that. In this world, like, I don't know. I don't know if you would call that grooming,
Oh, that's nice.
or yeah, or you would just call it
That's funny.
guidance. That she's just guiding these
Did you pick a
future.
time when WATP was live?
No, I just picked the time. I didn't even know they were
Okay.
gonna go. I don't know their schedule,
All right.
but I had no idea. But yeah, like, I don't know if she's like, even if she was lying this whole thing and she is just a whore and she's making her money that way with her body. So what? Like,
Look, sex
that
workers. Who am I to say if someone wants to do sex work? I don't have a problem with that. I
yeah,
don't have a
no.
problem with OnlyFans. I don't have a problem with that at all. You know what's great about OnlyFans is that there's a lot of strip clubs that are kind of dangerous, right? So now you've got a place that's safe within your home. You know what I mean? And you're able to make a lot of dough for the same work that could otherwise be dangerous, unsafe, unsanitary, blah 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 blah, right? But now you've
Hmm.
got this, protected environment. You got your own set. Look at this. You got your own set like this right here. You get to put it
Hmm.
together. Have a little depth behind you, and some of those OnlyFans girls are crushing it. They're buying houses, man. Good for them.
No, they're probably buying islands and shit. It's just why does this Eliza Blue think she's like any higher and mightier if she's making money this way? Oh, I'm a trafficking victim. I'm helping like a philanthropic type way, but
A
then it's not
philandering,
real.
a philanthropic philanderer.
A filler and a yeah,
I don't think
but
Bob. We should get. We're going to put that in the chat with Bob Levy. Get him to read that.
but yeah, what does she think she's taking some sort of high road? And it's like,
Shout out to Bob Levy, by the way, and
oh, Bob,
all the boys going to Rochester for the DabbleCon. That's an exciting event happening.
yeah, that's coming up real soon, right? I love Bob Levy. He's a great man.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's very great. He's a great man.
I
No, I just
texted him earlier to come on and jump on and congratulate you on your first official live stream. Congratulations, by the way.
yeah, I'm trying to turn this machine into a
But
bigger
he was
one.
driving to Rochester.
Is he?
Yeah, they're
That's
all.
funny.
He's or to the airport. I don't know how he's getting there, but they're headed on out. So a lot of them are going there tonight, and I wish them all safe travels. They make me laugh a lot when I watch that show.
How's the weather there? Is it
The
well?
fuck do I know? I live in L.A.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus
I'm saying,
Christ, it's
well,
fucking freezing.
how's the weather in LA?
Wait, let me look into my weather ball.
Well, how's it in LA? Is it freezing in LA? Is it just
Yeah,
nice and
it's
relaxed?
freezing in LA, bro. Are you kidding me? It's LA. No, it's not freezing. I was outside with a fucking t-shirt taking my walk today.
It's freezing here in Texas right now.
Oh, it is? Oh,
Yeah, we're
sorry to
having
hear
that.
that. A lot of people
Yeah,
talk shit about LA, don't they?
that's why it was kind of strange because we just had a random freeze warning out of nowhere this week, for these couple days. But
Look, this is just some Mad Max shit out here. That's all in the West. If you could just live like that, you're fine. Nobody's around. It's cool.
no, Mad Max is badass.
Oh,
You
for
know
sure.
the director of Mad Max. He only made like 2 movies. It was He made the Mad Max franchise, and then he made the what is that penguin movie where the penguin tap dances? Happy
So
Feet.
did he do Happy Feet? Did he
Yeah.
do Beyond Thunderdome with Tina Turner?
I don't know if he directed it.
Because
All I
that
know
was
is
the best freaking Mad Max movie, I think. The one with fucking Tina Turner. It's Tina Turner.
oh yeah.
Anybody who says that the first Mad Max movie is the best, the fucking idiot. Okay? Because Tina Turner was in Thunderdome, and then that's where they had Master Blaster. Remember Master Blaster?
I recall it. I might have played the video game. The video game sounds like it's something I recall.
All right, let me explain it to you. It's a really
Yeah,
big guy
please.
with a little guy on his back. The big guy's the little guy's master. The big one's blaster. It's Master Blaster. Master Blaster run Bartertown. Who run Bartertown? Master Blaster run Bartertown. Embargo off. End embargo.
Have you seen the newer
You have
Mad
not
Max?
seen what I'm talking about?
No, it
Does
was it
anybody
an
in the chat
80s
know what the fuck I'm talking about?
was it 80s movie? If it was the 80s, I'm not I grew up right at the
Then you
90s and
shouldn't be talking about Mad Max because this was like the third fucking Mad Max movie, bro.
uh-huh.
Like, if you know the first one, then you should know this one. This is what I got a problem with. We're going to talk about movies for a second here. All right,
Okay. Yeah,
fucko.
tell
Because
me.
when you say that, if you haven't, you're talking some shit about some '80s movie. All right.
Mhm.
Who was the lead? What was the lead character's name in Wizard of Oz?
Dorothy?
Go fuck yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? That's an old ass movie. You guys just all disqualified yourself.
What is that?
Well, because people talk about the 80s, but they know this 1940s fucking shit. Do you see what I'm saying? It's about scope and scale.
Well, that was a classic. It did a lot of things for the industry, and then I have read the book too, which the book is a lot grittier, has more, you know, scenes that they can't show on
Do you know of any
television.
80s television shows?
Um, do you remember
Silver
Hunt?
Spoons, The
Do you remember
Jeffersons.
Hunter? Was Hunter in the 80s?
Yeah, but that was like,
That was like late 80s, right?
yeah, that was over the five, we would say.
Yeah,
It's
that was
called
right
Over the
there.
Five.
I loved Hunter. His catchphrase was "works for me."
How about Airwolf?
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
That's about the helicopter.
Mm-mm,
Jan
no.
Michael Vincent. Okay.
I know that name.
But Baywatch is the 90s, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Baywatch was the 90s.
Yeah.
No, I never
That's
watched that though.
unfortunate because if you have some kind of 80s channel that you could watch, you should watch. Get in the mix.
80s channel?
Yeah, like watch some 80s TV shows. Because you know what was good about 80s TV shows is that they always had like this moral at the end of the story. Like, for example, um, Different Strokes with Gary Coleman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arnold, what you talk about, Willis?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That one. So at the end of that show, they were always like, you know, because there's these two kids living in this like Park Avenue apartment with this old white guy. And just first of all, you could never make this fucking show today. Even it doesn't matter what they did, even if he was like their basketball coach or whatever, this show could never happen.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of shows. Well, what was the year that fucking Three's Company?
That's a 1980s movie.
Is it 80s or 70s?
70s even maybe. Oh yeah, that could even be 70s.
Could be
See,
70s, but
Three's Company.
yeah, I know a lot of those Nick at Night shows that they would show.
Oh,
It'd
good. Yeah,
be
see, that's where you got to watch them.
yeah, and Three's Company would make all the gay jokes. That were just hilarious.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, like
They were some hard gay jokes too. Like he was coming in hot, Mister Roper.
and then yeah, what's his name would act super flaming. John Ritter,
That would be actor Norman Fell.
who played Roper,
Yes.
and then later on, who was it? That replaced him.
I believe it was Jeffrey Tambor, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
I'm not positive.
no the
No,
dude.
Norman Fell.
What was his name from fucking? Oh God, it's gonna bother me. God damn it! I don't know where's Jamie to look that shit up. The dude from
Dick Van
the
Patten.
The dude from the Andy Griffith show, the wacky sheriff Don Knotts.
Oh yeah, Don Knotts. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was him. Hey,
yeah,
Miss Furley. Hey, it was Miss Furley.
yeah.
That guy.
Don Knotts is fucking great. You
Oh,
fucking
dude, how
replaced
can I
him,
fucking not remember Don Knotts being
dude.
Mr. Furley? Yeah, hi, Chrissy.
Yeah.
I
And he's
love
just
that,
like,
dude.
yeah, oh, we're just getting the bathtub. Oh, you're just gonna, what? And he like shakes his fucking face, you know.
Dude, I cannot do what he did with his head right now, but he certainly did bug his eyes out and had a lot of it was a lot of physical comedy. God. And he had those leisure suits with the big cravat ties and everything and those scarf ties.
Yeah. Oh, very 70s.
And he always sniffed. He was like, he did, hey, Chrissy, like that. I
Dude,
love him.
I bet you those girls smelled really good though. Fucking Suzanne Summers, and then the chick that played well, the other girl, the dark haired girl, I forget her name, but
Janet.
they yeah, they were smoke shows. They were
And
fucking
they,
hot.
I always love the outfits, but one of, I think, my favorite outfits would be the first of all, Wonder Woman. So let's start
Oh
there. The
yeah.
70s, 80s Wonder Woman,
Linda
hands down,
Carter.
classic. Linda
Yeah,
Carter. Yeah. You know,
gorgeous.
and that was like the biggest thing going, right? But then you also had the $6 million man.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of it, but I know
I
of it.
wish we could review these things on YouTube without getting some,
Yeah, it's
all the
always
freaking
bullshit.
copyright strikes
You
and
you
shit.
you watch like what 15 seconds of a clip and it gives you a copyright strike,
15.
right?
That's a lot. I
Is
don't
it
even know if that. I don't even know if there's some time limit. I've been clipped pretty early
Wonder
when I tried
Woman?
to play some of my old stuff. Yeah, and then
Do-do-do-do-do.
I don't know if people remember like Shazam and ISIS. There were a lot of like, I don't know, not superheroes, because there's superheroes that have like powers, and then there's people like, Wonder Woman that have and Batman that have like skills and a couple cool tools.
Yeah,
Wonder
yeah,
Wonder Woman is very much like Batman. She had the invisible jet. She had those crazy bracelets that deflected the bullets, and then she had the rope that would make
the
you tell the
lasso.
truth.
Yeah,
The lasso of truth.
lasso of truth. And
And
when
then
you
she
mean
always pulled out some crazy something every once in a while.
the Batman, are you talking about like the Adam West series?
When I think of Batman, I don't think of that Batman because that was like simple Batman. I think of like Christian Bale Batman,
Yeah,
but I also think of Justice League Batman. Do you remember the Justice League?
like the old Justice League.
Yeah, man, when it was like the Legion of Doom and they had like their own condo, they all lived there. And it was the same with all the good guys. They all lived at the Justice Hall, right?
What was like the
The Hall of
old
Justice. I'm sorry, the Hall of
you mean the
Justice.
cartoon, like the old Johnny Quest
Yeah,
cartoons where
yeah,
it's like,
yeah, yeah.
meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd watch
Meanwhile,
that.
in Gotham,
Yeah.
um, they would they would take. First of all, it was Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Green Lantern. I don't know where all these fucking rooms were, but there are a lot of people staying there.
Mhm.
It was a big ass. It had to be like hotel size, Hall of Justice. You got the Green Lantern, Adam, and then you had these twins called the Wonder Twins,
Mhm.
and the Wonder Twins like stayed after. They were like the janitors of the thing, but every once in a while they'd be like, oh my gosh, the team's in trouble. We got to go help them, right? So then one of them does the form of the water and the shape of the bucket or whatever, and they get the bucket and the water and the snow and the ice, and they tap the rings, Zan and Jaina, and they had a
Mm.
monkey named
Yeah, I
Gleek.
remember the
You
monkey.
cannot put a monkey in anything today. I will tell you that right now, my friend. You go ahead and try. I'd like to see you try it.
I
No
don't know,
algorithm
man.
for you.
I
Oh,
feel like they could put a monkey in something, well, CGI it, put it in there.
Clint Eastwood, I think, was the last one allowed to actually. Remember the orangutan that he had?
In what?
Was it Every Which Way But Loose? Is that Clint
I
Eastwood?
don't remember that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
I,
he had a big I think it was named Clyde.
I was just remembering Gran Torino when he was hating on the Asians, and then like the gangsters.
That's the first fucking movie you go to when you
That
talk about Clint fucking Eastwood. Is yeah,
that that's where it went in my head. Gran
I'm old,
Torino. It's a
man.
good movie though.
I'm so old. Yeah, it's
$1 Million Baby. A million
it's
dollar
all right.
baby's good.
Yeah, $1 Million Baby's pretty fresh too. It's pretty fresh out of the wrapper as far as I'm concerned. I got
Yeah,
socks older than $1 Million Baby, pal.
yeah, yeah. But that's where I go. That's where my head goes. And
Right?
it.
But some of those old, you know, Dirty Harry movies and everything. Those are really, I mean, some of those are just classics. And they spent so much money on some of those movies by comparison. You know, it's like those were the big box office things that people would actually show up and buy tickets and go to the theaters. And,
Well, yeah, we didn't have like the internet to stay home and do shit with. You had to actually go out to be entertained.
do you remember
Stay,
the first movie you saw in a theater?
man. The first movie I ever saw.
Anybody remember? Put it in the chat. If anybody
Dude,
remembers the first movie they saw in the theater, throw that in the
I
chat. So,
want to say it was maybe like Rockadoodle or something, or the My Brave Little Toaster. The Brave Little
Toaster.
Toaster. Yeah, that shit was
Can you
great.
can you please give me a quick plot synopsis of the Brave Little
You
Toaster?
never heard of the Brave Little Toaster?
No, I have not.
Man, where like these machines are sentient, and you have this like kid owner who owns them and takes care of them, but then he grows older, so he doesn't need these machines. It's like a
So it's like
vacuum.
a Toy Story with appliances.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
I
It is
got you.
like Toy Story with appliances.
Okay.
That is
Do
actually
you
the
think that
best way
maybe
to
that's
put
where
that.
they stole Toy Story from? When you think about it,
Maybe they could have.
that just clicked for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah,
That's how they
but
did it.
then they have musicals in it. Like you know how a lot of the shit back then had song numbers, where they song and dance. Like Lady and the Tramp. He's a tramp,
Oh,
but
right,
they
right.
love him. What can I say? But they had a good soundtrack to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of musical stuff going on. Even with some of a lot of the holiday things, even it wasn't like typical Christmas songs. Like remember those claymation things, like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where they had it was like all stop animation, whatever, claymation, but playmation. I'm not an animator. I don't know what the fuck they called it.
I know yeah, stop motion.
Stop motion.
I know of them. Again, I think the only stop motion I grew up watching was Gumby. And I fucking loved Gumby.
That was some cool shit.
Yeah, Gumby, I don't even know what he was. Was he a dude, a chick? Like, like
Well,
he
obviously
just
from
did
the Eddie
himself.
Murphy rendition, he was a brother. He was a brother.
Oh,
Gumby was a
Eddie,
brother. What
Eddie
you know?
Murphy.
Yeah,
But he
remember
was
when he did Gumby
did he do it
on
on
Saturday Night Live?
SNL?
Didn't you ever watch the old Saturday Night Lives with him?
I never got into Saturday Night Live.
Because you were unfortunate is that you were not watching it when it was like the golden age of Saturday Night Live when it was funny. And for me, it was funny for a very long time in my life, right? But
Hmm.
it hasn't been funny. I don't think. I don't think I've watched a Saturday Night Live in 20 years. At least.
Yeah, I see clips of different
Excuse me, I didn't mute
moments.
that.
No, you're good. I see clips of different moments, but it's not even. I don't know how they call that humor.
Hmm.
It's terrible.
And that was the thing I want to circle back to what I was saying about the moral of the story in the '80s shows that you don't get now. Now it's just about the clickbait, the hook, bring me to this thing. Back then it was that moral to the story, and like in there was a show called Silver Spoons. There was Different Strokes. There was Good Times. All these shows at the very end would wrap it up with this sort of message, that everybody should, you know.
Oh yeah, they would all hug it out at the end. The facts of
Yeah,
life.
yeah, exactly. Facts of Life was one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
The
say
facts of
Facts of
life.
Life?
The facts of life.
Okay.
Um.
That wasn't in my head. You actually said those words before I said it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Just
Take the
checking.
good, take the good, take the bad. You take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
Hmm?
The facts of
Get
life.
it? Yeah. There's
But
the
I.
time you gotta grow and show you're growing now. You know about the facts of life. The facts of life.
But even with like,
When the world never seems to be living up to your dreams. Never mind.
man,
Suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you.
But I grew up with Nick at Night, as a kid, and I would watch a lot of those old the '60s shows like I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched,
Oh, those were fucking great.
and they were great, but
Bewitched was so good.
they really didn't, like, of course, more in the '80s you have more real world problems, like, oh, this person's addicted to drugs, so we have to
Right.
help him or whatever, or whatever. But then you had back then, it's like, oh, I turned my husband into a fucking porcupine.
Right,
That's
exactly.
and he's got a meeting today with his boss. Now
And
we
you
have
know,
to find a way to make it through it.
that story was so strong. That series was so strong. Check this out, right? They did not give a fuck who the husband was. They could just switch him the fuck out anytime. They're like, hey, listen, Darren Durwood, whatever she called him, right?
Yeah, the
The grand,
stepbrother.
yeah,
Yeah. Hello,
Durwood,
Durwood.
Durwood. Darren changed like 6 times. I think it was the dad for the fucking Brady Bunch for a while. I don't know, but
No,
you
I
know,
know. I remember reading that the original one. I don't know if his name's Dick York. They're both named Dick,
Dick
but I
York.
remember Dick York or Dick something.
Yeah, it was
But
Dick York.
he had like terrible back issues, and
Oh, really?
he could no longer like perform. He
Bob
couldn't be
Crane
on
had
set.
terrible back issues.
Was that his like
No, Bob Crane
sidekick?
was the guy from Hogan's Heroes that got bludgeoned,
Oh, okay.
allegedly, thing in a video game.
Huh.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
remember that.
the guy with the leather jacket,
Hmm.
Mallory's boyfriend. He had a leather jacket. What was that actor's name? He was so pretty with the long, curly, sexy hair. What was his name? Did I say that out loud?
No, but and
Nick.
then
Yes, Nick. His name was Nick. He was like, hey, oh. He was like the guy. Who was the guy on Friends? He was actually this guy on Friends, Matt DeBlanc or whatever.
oh,
He
I
was
hate
actually like my
Friends.
neighbor.
I
He was
hate
actually my
Friends.
neighbor really early on when I moved into LA. And
Uh-huh.
when he was actually flipping burgers at In and Out. That kid did something else, huh?
I
But
hate the show Friends so much.
yeah, I don't really watch it either. But I'm saying that Nick was the predecessor for that character. I feel like Matt Blanco. I'm drawing a blank. Is
LeBlanc.
LeBlanc? Yeah,
LeBlanc.
he watched Nick when he was a kid, and he took some of that. So he brought, Nick lives on. That's my point. That's all. My point.
Hey, Ian. What's up, everyone? Everyone,
Hey,
got in
what's
the
going on,
chat.
chat?
However, I told you, I remember telling on my podcast, the reason I hate Friends is this white girl took me to her house, and she started like grabbing my hands and putting them on her body while the TV show Friends was on, and so she was basically like non-consenting me while she was basically raping me while Friends was on, and then
Well,
her
I would certainly make sure to get some more grapes, and offer her grapes, and make sure that you are graping it up, because you got to make sure that you got to be careful with that particular grape situation when you're here, because it's grape jelly, it's strawberry jelly. We were talking about pies the other day.
uh
This is how you pull yourself out of a nosedive on YouTube right now, my
is that
man.
how?
Yep, right there is just how I did it. I just pulled it right up out for you, because I know your microphone sometimes clips out a little bit, and when you're talking about feeding somebody grapes, and getting down to business, then you got to just make sure that
What are
that
your,
mic isn't clipping out.
let's say, what are your favorite types of
Sorry
grapes?
that took so long, folks.
Do you prefer the red grapes, the white grapes, or the black grapes?
I like the Concord ones, the Concord grapes that like have
Yeah.
the because that's the
D-
one that my grandfather grew. That's the ones that my grandfather grew when I was a little kid. So those you would just pop those out, and they had like the center, and the skin was like sour and shit.
mhm.
Man, that was so good.
Have you ever
Concord
tried?
grapes.
Have you ever tried the cotton candy grapes?
Yeah, I've tried every grape. They're
That's
all good.
some Willy Wonka shit. I don't know if I want my produce, like my fruit, to be that scientifically modified to where it tastes like grapes are
Well,
already
it's like
sweet.
weed, man. It's like weed. I mean, with plants, there are safe ways to hybridize things that aren't, that originally you could do crosses and whatnot. It's very simple, just working with different pollinations.
Hmm.
So So a lot of those things aren't, they're modified in that sense. That's not really unnatural, and it happens a lot of the time.
But
But
I'm
sometimes
saying,
things get discovered in areas where there's certain, conditions that they got to try and
but
imitate.
I feel bad that kids or like grapes aren't sweet enough. We need to make them taste like fucking candy for them to eat healthier, you know? So let's make the grapes taste like cotton candy.
I think they should just put a bunch of vitamins in cotton candy, because I think that'll work out.
Dude, what is cotton candy? Just pure sugar, right?
Yeah,
Just
it's like just sugar syrup spun up, like, at like meth speed.
yeah, that's insane.
So we're at like 35. We got 40, right?
Whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We're on stream. We're not on. We don't have the limit.
Yeah, no, we're on
Oh, that's
StreamYard
right.
where there's no limit. Um, yeah, and then as far as candy goes, what do you think of M&Ms? And they're not
Oh,
having any more genders in the M&M world.
were there ever genders? I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't even when I was looking at the commercials. You know. Okay. You know what? Let me tell you something. Okay. When I hear people worried about M and M's,
Hmm. It's a big deal.
apparently, what the fuck? Just I don't. It's not my thing. I don't really like M and M's anyway. So how about that?
Oh yeah, you're not an M&M guy.
Nope.
What candy do you, if you had to indulge,
I'm gonna sit back here like this.
if you had to indulge, what kind of candy would you go for
I
first?
like Three Musketeers.
Really?
I like Three Musketeers.
I'll never like the fluff in it. There's a lot of
That's
what is that?
exactly what I like.
That's what you like, the fluff?
I do. I like the fluff of that. I like something a little crunch, maybe like a Twix. But
Hmm. Hmm.
there's some European chocolate bars that are whipped up super light. But also, you got to watch out for chocolate, and a lot of people look into sourcing for their food. And I've been talking about this whole thing about coffee that I'm working on. I'm working on this whole thing,
Yeah, do you
about
want to talk about that or no? Because I know we had a little discussion about it. How
yeah.
um
Look, I mean, there are a lot of influencers, stupid designation
very stupid.
for somebody who can basically have 1 million followers in 2 days and have no training or experience whatsoever to the buildup of that kind of exposure. Uh, you know, it's just like throwing somebody into some of these. I don't know. Some of these big companies, I think, should do some media training with these guys when they get past like 250,000 or whatever gets them overwhelmed. Because when you talk about coffee and the way that it gets harvested and sold and then distributed through people like Jeremy at the Quartering or Adam Krigler, and some other companies, Black Rifle Coffee, who you know I've reached out to and got back to me, which is great, have to take it upon themselves to do the due diligence necessary to understand the origin of their products, so that when you get to a point where you're saying, hey, where does this come from? Coffee and chocolate are two industries that are notorious for child uh, labor trafficking,
Hmm.
right? So using child labor in products and picking the beans and everything, and so a lot of these things are a problem. They're a problem when you say, hey, well, I'm somebody who's going to sit here and ride this anti-trafficking algorithm out, and then every time I lead into every video that I'm doing about the trafficking thing, I'm going to fucking shove my coffee dick down your throat, right? And you're going to take it.
And
What do you think about that?
it's the companies that are saying that they're basically saying that they're sourced a certain way, right? Which in
Right,
fact,
ethically sourced.
yeah,
When when
when you
when they
know
say that,
you,
sorry,
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up?
the delay was a little funny
Uh,
there.
yeah, no, when you know very well, there's no way that that could be possible with, let's say, the prices that they offer, or
Yeah, or the
yeah.
seasons, right?
Hmm.
Coffee is seasonal. Um, Fruits, like fruits and berries, just like what coffee is, right? Coffee's fruit, right? So it's
Hmm.
essentially a berry. So when you are harvesting these, they are seasonal. I'm not sure about tea. Very interesting question. but that is not something I'm sure about. I'm focused kind of on coffee, but that's something that I'm interested in looking into after that. So you have these coffee farms. Now, whether they are in South America, whether they're in Africa, no matter where they are, you are in the hot spots on the planet for these kind of trafficked products. It doesn't. It's because of the environment. You got places with coffee. You've got places with chocolate. These all need to be harvested in very difficult conditions. So these kids are going out there. They're working in these farms maybe 15, 16 hours a day, harvesting these beans. Now the beans need to be taken somewhere. They need to be roasted. So you've got this one season. Let's say you've got this. Let's go to Guatemala. Let's think Guatemala for a second. You've got a Guatemalan roast. You're bringing it to the roaster. Maybe they ship the beans here. They roast it down there. Whatever it is,
Hmm.
you're getting the product and you are taking it from point A to point B. Now, that product that's bagged, that first fresh product, keep in mind there's a lot of beans on the floor still in these warehouses. And those beans are called something. They are called sweeps, which means, what do you think that means?
What are they going to get swept up by
It's
brooms or
it's
whatever?
like, to put it this way, guys like that are the influencers that are selling these white label beans that you could tell, first of all, they're way out of season, because when you see a bag and they say this is from here and they're releasing it now, well, that came out 8 months ago. So you don't know the coffee business. And I didn't before I started looking into this. I did a little bit. I had some experience with some shops that I had invested in, but now I have some friends that are actual roasters. So it is really, the onus is upon the brand owner to understand where their coffee is sourced, and that these beans that I call sweeps are swept up off the floor after a year, and they're put into bags, right?
Hmm.
And that's what guys like the quartering, like Jeremy. That's what he gets. That's what that's what all these guys get when they're doing their blends that they don't know. Look, the roasters that I know, they know the name of the person who picked the fucking bean off of where the bean was residing before it got picked. Whether that be a tree or a bush, whatever it is, right?
Hmm.
They're different coffee plants have different shapes. So you could pull them sort of off and know that this person picked it from this farm. And guess what? There's a lot of other key things like altitude. They know what altitude every single bean is, and in fact, a lot of these places know the farmers. The problem is with the suppliers. Some of the roasters aren't exactly ethical. They're going to tell some of these brands, so it really might not be their fault, but they're going to be defensive and hold the line because they keep calling their suppliers and they go, well, how do you know this? How can you confirm this? Oh, we walked them. That doesn't mean anything. Walking the farms and the plantations doesn't mean that you are not walking a cartel um, asset. And especially in South America, with all the all the yayo and the coca trees down there. Well, that's all I'm really going to say about that after somebody ran me over with a car.
And what are their motives? Is it just to save money,
That's a
or
joke. That's a joke. I see some fucking laughs in the chat.
their motives to do all this? Is it just to save money, or
Hmm.
do they think they're
Yeah,
unique
dude.
doing it
Same.
this
It's the
way?
same. Look, the same reason you use child labor sneakers or anything else. It's cheaper. They're going to work long, long hours. And for the creepy kind of people, they provide another type of
Yeah,
service.
yeah, I hear you. I can imagine some of them getting off on a.
Well, let's
Uh,
just stop there. I'm gonna stop you right there. You need somebody like riding the fader with you, bro. You need somebody right on the slide, dude.
yeah, it needs some
How's
sort
everybody
of.
doing in the chat tonight? Let's see what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Reese's cups from the 80s and 90s, they're garbage now. Um, I don't know. I haven't had one in a very long time.
I don't know. I like Reese's. I think they taste the same. I know bananas have changed. Supposedly, like I hear, because I would stock a lot of bananas at my
You remember the
job.
commercials though, bro? The commercials for Reese's peanut butter cups. Do you remember some of these things? You got your chocolate on my peanut butter, and your peanut butter is on my chocolate. Like they did like operas and shit. They were huge.
Man, I barely remember that. I just remember the ones where it's like, oh, you can eat a Reese's however way. And it shows someone like orally fucking, pleasuring
No,
it.
there was one though. There where he's deep throating the chocolate
Yeah,
with
they were like,
and he's just splatting peanut butter all over his face. Um, no, there was one where there was like, "You got your peanut butter on my chocolate, motherfucker." No, I'm kidding.
nah.
I was just joking.
No, I remember that joke. And yeah, peanut butter and chocolate are fucking the best. The best sort of fucking combination, I think. I don't know. I feel like we should use that more to bring us all together. I know the nation is so divided lately as far as race.
Hold on,
Oh man.
I'm
But yeah,
sending my buddy Remington. Remember my buddy I showed you? See, he works. When we're doing another podcast. I mean, we're doing podcast nightmares, which is something that we can talk about for a second, if you want to
yeah.
do that.
When's that gonna start
Did we
up? I
get
know.
did we get through your questions at all? Any questions you
Well,
had, or you're like fuck these questions? That's okay too.
I was thinking about like, did you hear about that doomsday clock? What are you thinking of that? Is the world really gonna fucking end?
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the deal: don't worry about the doomsday clock because if the world's ever going to end, you got about 40 minutes.
You think?
You got about 40 minutes, if that. Some are going to have a little less, depending on how close you are to the target.
And what do you think it is that's gonna wipe us out? Is it
I
like,
think that someone's going to go bonkers, and just it's going to be just some kind of weird annihilation and some crazy whole, you know, post-apocalyptic world is going to start with a bunch of inbreeding elites trying to kill each other for the best house. But the thing is that they're kind of stuck in this one little area, and there's only so much space, so it's kind of like a musical chairs.
Yeah, but I don't get the reasoning for a doomsday clock. It's like, oh, it's 90 seconds to midnight. Okay, well, what if it's 5 seconds? Then what? Are you supposed to
Why do
panic?
people put kale under seafood, bro? There you
Is it?
go. Same reason. It's garnish. It's a garnish. The doomsday clock is fucking like parsley and lemon with some fried shrimp.
I don't know.
I don't really think much of it.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I'm
there are
not.
much more important signs than the doomsday clock.
Yeah, I'm not more so paranoid about it because I have my own paranoias that are illogical for my own mental illnesses. But I just
Mhm.
wonder, like, what that's like someone, saying, oh, the sky's falling. Well, fucking do something about it. Why are you just going around saying it's gonna happen if you're not gonna do shit? And what do we have here? Tana says Zero Dark Tony, you're sexy as fuck.
Oh, thank you. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it. Thank you so much.
And
Appreciate it.
yeah, the world was supposed to end in 2012, right? And also I remember when Y2K happened, that was a pretty fucking big deal. People were losing
Oh
their
man,
minds.
yeah, that was crazy. That was some crazy shit. People were going really nuts back then.
Yeah, they were tripping out. Like I remember we legit were so kind of scared for a minute, and then it happened, and it's like, okay, nothing happened. It just like the clocks weren't able to handle, or the computers. I don't
Yeah,
know.
everybody's like, "What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? You know what happened? Who is it?"
Let me see. And yeah, they keep excuse me, they keep moving the doomsday clock closer. Yeah, I don't see the point of that. Like, if you can figure out an answer to slow it down or make it go backwards, do it. But why are you going to keep telling me that? That's like if I was on your shoulder, like, hey, something's bad gonna happen.
Bro,
Something
that's why
bad's
it's
gonna
the
happen.
doomsday clock. There's no fucking mulligans in the doomsday clock, bro. There's no like fucking. You get one. That's it. That second's gone, and so we're on the next one. We're not going back on the doomsday clock, bro.
I don't know. Do you, I think I was gonna ask you too. I don't know if it'll get flagged if you think this is a topic, but do you remember where you were when 9/11 happened?
Oh yeah, I was in LA, and it's and I I remember waking up and seeing it, and I was in LA, and I thought for 1 second, I'm like, oh, they're like filming like this Schwarzenegger special effects movie. You know, I remember thinking that. I remember thinking like it just did not register that that was something that was happening. And then it was a different. I was in a different state of mind, and you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it is what it is.
Nah,
A lot of people have one point of view about that, but that there are other things that are out there that to me are. I like to look at conspiracies. I like to think of these sort of things, but I want to be able to. Coke isn't seasonal, and they're chewing that all day. That's right. Um, the coca leaves. They'll keep you going. They're gonna keep you go down to Colombia. You get yourself a bag of coca leaves. You'll be. Let me tell you something. The altitude will not affect you, my friend.
you just grab a little bit of battery acid.
Well, look down there. At least you're getting it as close to the pure product as possible. A little more gas. You want to have the gasolina.
Yeah.
You know. And
Nah, I
we were
mhm.
talking about a lot of the fentanyl stuff and things that have happened with what's going on with a lot of the drugs coming through the border. And there's all kinds of people talk about trafficking, but we got to talk about drugs, weapons, right? Things that are moved across the border. I am working on two documentary products, documentary projects. There's the Norco kicking in, but it is a product because we're going to be putting it out there, and we're going to let people watch it for free. But it's going to be funded, and we're going to be going to Bariloche first in South America and Argentina, and we're
Oh,
going to look for we're looking for the guy with the mustache, Mr. Adolf himself. We're going to look for that guy because there's a lot of evidence that that's where he went. So we're going to look into that, and I'm going to spend some time down at the border, and I'm going to embed with a church group that actually takes steps to go and get these kids that are in trouble, and so we're going to see how that goes and do a little shooting there.
here's a
There's
comment. When will you be live again, Tony?
Wow, that's a good question. I think I'm going to be coming back on my ZeroDarkTony right here on YouTube. If you here, I'll check it in the chat right here. I just got to keep it simple, guys. I'm just trying not to move too much.
Yeah,
Let's just say I can't move too far too fast, and if I do, it ain't feeling good. So
and
you got right down here. You'll see my YouTube, and you can go down there and throw a sub on it, get the alerts. It
yeah,
should
and
be
it
it should be within the next couple days. So within the next few days, I'll definitely be coming back on. I want to cover some of the stuff about some of the things that I've been saying about Brittany and about the quartering and some of the mistakes that have been made that we talked about in the beginning of the show, and one particular individual that was sort of given a bump that shouldn't have been. It should have been somebody else, and I'm not saying me. It should have been somebody else.
do you
I,
think
I don't
that
do bumps anymore.
going back to that blue Eliza, do you think she's gonna recover for this? Do you think they're gonna
Nope,
sweep it under the rug?
nope. I think it is like there's no way. It just cannot be covered up. And look, here's the thing: is that if Elon Musk, whose dad had an emerald mine in Zambia, where Bill Gates does his experiments, and y'all can look into that. But uh, then Elon is connected to that shit, So you got to ask questions. Can I not? Oh yeah, that the live count of the Twitter subs. That's a brilliant idea. I repost that on my Twitter.
What does this? What
Uh,
does this mean by that? Chrissy Myers doing a live
well,
count of her Twitter
she's
subs.
doing live feed and she's showing how the subs are going off on. I think she's watching Social Blade.
Hmm.
You know, great idea, great idea. But that's going to be up there all night, which is brilliant because she could just have people just turn it on and get a lot of watch time. Brilliant idea. Um, who got the bump? A guy named DeFango, Manuel DeFango.
I
That might
saw
sound
that.
familiar to some of you. Yeah.
I saw that name
So
of you sharing him.
Yeah, I did a thread called "Debunking Defango," and it shows a lot of things that are very concerning when you talk about someone who is saying that they're telling the truth about something, that they have XYZ experience, some of the connections that he has to to political operative organizations, and starting his own company that allegedly through court documents that I found. And if anybody did just a simple public search, like the people who had him on, they would have found this within 90 seconds. Because, and that's even including the thought to look it up. Okay. The thought to look it up to the end of the fucking process took me 90 seconds. Right.
So it was even
Literally.
less.
Yep. Yep. Because all I had to do was, you know, Defango, fraud. That's it. That's all I
Yeah.
got to do. If you want to find out about somebody, search it, put it in there. Except my name. Don't. No, I'm just kidding. You can search my name. You're not gonna find anything interesting. I'll tell you. Not a fraud anyway. Maybe of a couple GTA experiences that I may or may not have paid for.
I think if you search my name, it's just a bunch of nipples. You'll just see from the last
Oh
name.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, just a bunch of nipples.
Yeah, if you search Tony, you'll see a lot of pizza, a lot of pizza places, a lot of
Oh,
spaghetti,
that's
a lot of
right.
lasagna.
Did you
You know,
see that picture? I don't know if it's real or a deep fake. I don't care of AOC with her tits showing through a shirt.
no, I didn't see
Man,
that. Do I have an OnlyFans? I was literally thinking about that today, and I thought that sooner or later I'm going to have to maybe research this OnlyFans conspiracy myself, hands on. With
what was
That's a joke.
conspiracies going on?
It's a
Okay.
joke. It's saying I don't have any memberships and that I would have to start researching. So I'd have to start getting memberships. Oh, why did I have to explain that? I feel horrible explaining a joke. It just didn't work. Okay.
I
I
like,
have to accept that.
but you like OnlyFans, right? You're not have nothing
No,
against it.
I don't financially support it, but I emotionally support it.
That's good.
I'm an emotional supporter of OnlyFans.
Yeah. No, I had there's a Russian pop band Pussy Riot.
Oh yeah, I
That
heard of them.
yeah, she has a OnlyFans, the lead singer, and she had a sale going
Does
on
she? Does she?
for
Does
Black
she?
Friday.
You know what I'm saying? Does
Does
she
she?
show the?
Yeah, she shows it all.
Oh
Very
yeah,
very beautiful.
yeah.
Very,
I
when
don't
they
think you would. Would you call that a taco or a chocha for a Russian girl? What would a Russian girl call it?
man, I don't know. I don't know what you would call it in Russian. I'm not very good with their dirty word terminology.
Look, all I could say is if people want to have their own OnlyFans stuff, whether it's somebody who's well known or not, you know, who's anybody to say how to make money unless it's illegal and hurting somebody else? You know what I mean? Like that. I really, I'm not. If I'm not paying their bills, I have no right really to say how they make their money, unless it's obviously illegal or hurting.
Well, I'm gonna go into even. Did you hear about that Mr. Beast guy curing 1,000 blind people? What do you think about that? Like, that's him doing with his money. Everybody, you see, everybody having an opinion on it. They're hating on it, and it's just like,
Yeah, they're hating on it. I don't understand why anybody could possibly hate on that. What? He's got money and he spent it on 1,000 people getting their cataracts fixed or whatever. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what the
it's
fuck is wrong
silly.
with people, bro? What in the fuck is wrong with people, man?
That's just how wrong the
He's
internet
helping
is.
people with, I wish I could do that. I wish I had enough money to, give 1,000 people their sight back. That's amazing. Have you ever seen those videos of like the little kid? They turn on the hearing aid and they can hear their parents' voice for the first time.
Yeah,
So shut the fuck up.
yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying? Watch
yeah,
one of
it's
those. These people are just idiots, especially you like these people like Hassan, Hassanabi, who, by the way, lives around here. I've seen this fuckhead around here, and I haven't gone up and said shit to him because I don't want to talk to him. And
mhm.
he literally stared at me from the corner the other day. I was like, what? I got a sense that he maybe has other tastes, if you will.
Nothing wrong with that, I guess, right?
Well, I'm talking about he was looking at me, bro. I don't
Okay,
care who else. This is about me,
yeah.
bro. Okay, I'm the guest. I'm the star. No one puts a baby in the corner.
Oh yeah,
No, but
yeah.
anyway, I see him out and about, and he's out on the lime scooters or whatever with this long coat. I'm just like, So then I've seen him at the market stuff. But look, these are the guys that the reason they bitch about it is because they've never fucking done anything for anybody but themselves, you know. And
Yeah,
Mr. Beast did something for someone else, and the people that don't do for somebody else are the ones that said something. So that's the rub right there. There's the take.
yeah,
Clip it.
it's silly. It's ridiculous. I don't know. And yeah, I mean, I'll make fun of it, talk shit about it, but ultimately, it is a good thing that he does with his resources. So what?
Right. Like,
How can you hate it? How can you legitimately hate it? I can make fun of it. I can jokingly be annoyed about it, but I'm not gonna legit say, "Hey, why did this dude?" You know?
so the thing is this, is that this guy spends money doing this, and so what if somebody went around and just gave out a bunch of paper towels? Now somebody's going to have a problem with the paper towels. You gave out oh, these paper towels are not the right paper towels. There's one thing about trying to help somebody, and there are ways to do it properly, but there are details that really can be, left out. Thank you so much. There's a
Like
close up.
they wanted Tana wanted you full
They want
screen.
a little full screen.
Mm. They don't want to flag you
Thank you.
for gore.
No gore flagging. I think I've got it really well covered up with a hat because it's right under. Like I just got it pulled right up above
But
it here.
you're healing like as on track, right? Are you
Yeah.
you're
Oh, it's very funny that you should say that. When I was in the hospital, she's like, "That's enough." Um, when uh, when I went in the hospital, the doctor came in the room, and the wound was, I don't know, I'd fallen asleep a little. I would say it was like 9 hours old by the time I got to the hospital, right? Eight, nine
Mhm.
hours. I fell asleep for a few hours. I went, I had to wait over to friggin' get to the urgent care, then get to the hospital.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Right. So then he comes in and he says, you know, what time did this happen? When did this happen? He's trying to figure it out. I told him. He walks back out again, comes back in. He says, "Do you have any proof that this happened at a particular time?" And I happened to take a couple pictures of myself because when I fell and my face was, a little messed up, but it was so much worse when I woke up.
Uh-huh.
And he said, "It looks like this wound is like 2 or 3 weeks old. It's almost healed." Like what? And I said, "Okay, so then why do you have to scrub it off of my face?" So that was fun. That was fun. But I do heal pretty quickly, and I'm very fortunate to have some kind of weird Italian superpowers.
No,
Other
that's
than,
good. It's
you know.
good, especially nowadays where everybody just keeps fucking getting sick and
Yeah, I don't really
getting
get sick, man. It's kind of fortunate that way.
yeah. I feel like all the mental illnesses I have keep the other real sicknesses out of me. So it's
There
like
you
a
go,
shield, you
chasing it
know?
out of there. Nobody wants
Yeah.
no diseases want to be in there.
No, it's like no, we've got this body covered. We don't need
Right.
anything else inside of it, you know? Yeah.
Oh, and also who hated it? The Ethan Klein guy. Didn't
Oh,
he? Didn't he
but
say shit about Mr. Beast?
that guy hates everything. He's the most sour dude. Like, I don't know. I never
Boy,
watched
do
him.
I don't like. I can't watch him.
Yeah. Well, even Mr. Beast, I can't watch because the way like the thumbnails look and how it panders so much. I get it. It's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's
Right.
just like it's just all YouTubey, clickbaity.
Well, I think if there's a positive to that, it's that maybe some people will learn that it's okay to be generous. It's a good thing. You could take this and you could do good things with it, right?
Yeah, it'll have a positive impact overall. It's not like a hate speech video that's gonna cause riots or anything. It's wholesome content. It's nice, so
Right.
I can't actually hate it. I may joke about it, but I can't like legitimately say, "Nah, this needs to get." And these are people on the internet. You see them, "Nah, this is terrible. This is him doing this. He should be doing more." Da da
Like the
da.
whole thing with the Andrew Tate stuff and everybody, like,
They're
first of all, I could give a shit about this guy.
No, what is he doing to you personally? Unless he's like actually trafficking your own daughter,
I've never
Well,
really cared about because you know what? It's just another one of these. He is in a CIA family. His dad was in the CIA. Hello. Does anybody understand what that means? Let me have you just look up. Let me just put it in the chat. So I'm going to give you guys a really nice rabbit hole to go down. Okay, this is going to change your life. This is double digit red pill. Big Daddy Dodo, what's happening?
what's up, Big Daddy Dodo? Hey, y'all.
Okay, so I'm putting it in the chat. These words right here. Look up Operation Mockingbird.
I love that song. I think it's Carly Simon and James Taylor.
Okay, that's not what I mean.
Yeah, but it's about. Have you heard the original with Carly Simon and James Taylor, where they go
Yes,
off
of
together?
course, bro.
Oh, dude, they just, it's
So
so fucking good.
I heard it on vinyl, dude.
Yeah,
And then this right here. So you look at and see some government programs, and you will also see in the shorts on my YouTube channel some of the other NSA programs that you should know about.
and then oh, MK Ultra. Yeah, I think I've played that Mortal Kombat too.
Yeah, and that's funny because in video games, what they're doing is they kind of like soften the turn, right? Predictive programming sort of guide you, and a lot of producers in Hollywood now are having their editors and they sign NDA agreements so that they can put subliminal programming in a lot of stuff. That's more along the lines of Operation Mockingbird. Um, oh, better than what I do.
Were you saying the
I like that. I like that.
the government's training us already through video games, kind of like that one movie with Ferris, well, not
Yeah,
Ferris Bueller. What's his name? Guy, he killed a guy. Well, you know what I mean. Like they're training us through video games
right.
so that we're ready and desensitized to go to war.
There's a lot of science to back what that theory is. That video games do desensitize you and can put you in a position where you minimize humanity.
Yeah, and then they're making the drones, I'm sure, with Xbox 360 controllers, so you're able to
They already have
missile.
them, man. They already have
Yeah,
them.
yeah, it's already like that. So you're just ready to plug in and fucking.
Actually, the PS4 was based on those controllers and kind of like fighter, military stuff. I love that, Tana. I'm still gonna call you Tana. I'm not even gonna see that. I like Tana.
And so when I know we're talking about the podcast nightmares. When's that about to?
Well, Podcast Nightmare is going to be coming out in the next couple weeks. You are going to be our first guest. And
Yeah,
what I just want to do here is to kick off this live stream. And I want everybody to make sure they like, subscribe, and share this with one of their friends. And a lot of people are going to clip this and pull this out and edit it around and put dicks in my mouth on memes and everything with this one. So I'm looking forward to all that. I'm looking forward to what I call the fan art. And you know,
and I'm honored to be the
the
first guest.
we're kicking off. We are going to give tonight to Lorenzo Ariola on behalf Tony D, ZeroDarkTony, on behalf of Podcast Nightmares. We are going to christen your live stream ship tonight with $100 donation.
Oh no, you don't
That
have
I
to.
am going. Listen, first of all, you know what? You're welcome. Shut your fucking mouth. Let
No,
me
I
finish my
appreciate
sentence.
you. Yes.
So we're going to start by kicking it off, and I would like you to put in your chat right here, put a link that goes to your Cash App or some donation form, and then we'll get you to super chats eventually, and we'll be able to do all that. But I am going to christen the boat. I'm buying the champagne. I'm breaking it on the bow, and we are setting this motherfucker out to the ocean. The Lorenzo Ariola live stream. So congratulations, buddy.
No, thank you so much.
No problem. I'm happy to do it.
I appreciate not only that, but your continued advice and guidance, and everything. It's
Just when you screen, because people are going to want you to screenshot it, just make sure you don't put my private information in there.
yeah,
Just
of course.
kind of like screen, you know how to do it. It's not from my bank account. I stole the credit card. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, well they'll be fine. They can recover if it's from a stolen credit card. They get it covered.
You
They
get
get
it
it
anyway.
recovered.
You get to keep it.
Yeah, you
That's
get it
insurance
covered.
deal.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if anyone else wants to give to the machine that is Lorenzo Ariola. That's all funny. On the very bottom of the stream, I have my Patreon, my PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, whatever.
Would that be saying the links are in the description?
No, they're just doing their. I can type
Or they
these up
in your, where are
here.
they?
They're
Because I'm
like on
looking
the.
in your.
You see the screen? They're
I
like
see all mine below this in your.
scrolling at the bottom. Let me see.
Okay, so copy and paste some of those in the link.
Yeah,
That's exactly it, Dodo. That's what I was saying. That's the Zumok. I call that the Zumok,
the zoom
the
on.
CZ. So put into the chat your Cash App and stuff like that. I will be, of course, doing it the classy way through Zelle because we have a personal friendship. But you know,
Yeah, that I don't deserve.
you can all do it the easy, quick way. You absolutely deserve it. There you go. Funky Eskimo is the Cash App. So, ladies and gentlemen, hit that. You know, and like I like to say, from the pineapple to the Big Apple, from Maine to Spain. Let's get it.
And last one.
Beautiful. PayPay? Is that? I'm just kidding.
PayPay,
Obviously, people
PayPal.
know that's PayPal. Is that the Chinese PayPal? You go on PayPay.
No, I can't wait
That's a
to.
great idea. Hey, listen, clip it.
And I was seeing these questions here. Did every hitchhiker you pick up make it to their destination? So there was a time years ago. I was young, where I did pick up 3 different hitchhikers when I would leave from work. Like I picked up this one woman who was left at a club. She got abandoned by her friends, and when I was taking her home, she put her hands on my junk, right? And I was like, "Whoa, hey, I don't want any of that." And she got super embarrassed. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought that's what you wanted." I was all, "No, I just am giving you a ride. You needed a ride."
Oh no, she
And
was a hooker.
well, I didn't have any money. I was broke. But no,
I was
she
just realizing what was happening here. It took me a second because I'm a little slow from the pain and shit. Okay, I'm
mhm.
sorry.
But I ended up taking her home, and she was like, "Oh, well, can I have your number?" And I gave her a fake number because I didn't want to deal with that. But yeah, I I think about it every now and then, though. If you do you have any points in your life where there was a fork in the road and you chose left, and you wondered what if you had chosen right? So I was like, man, what if I did
I
get
was just
a
talking
hand?
about that with somebody today.
Yeah. What if I did get that hand job from her? Where would my life be at now? Like there's a whole nother multi universe timeline where I did get that hand job, and I'm fucking a millionaire. I have stock. I'm driving a Tesla or something.
So you're wondering if there's magic genitalia and that sort of manipulation that would put you in a different place in your life,
Well, maybe it would have opened my penile gland or something, and it
which would have
just
like dipped into that thyroid and just chucked it all out there.
it
You'd
just
be like
set me
flying, yeah,
yeah, set me free. Like
like
who
unlimited
knows? Yeah, who knows?
or limitless
You ever have those like what if moments? Where you're like,
all the time.
yeah,
All the time. But I've also learned that I'm in a place, a very good place in my life, just because, and I've been through absolute shit, right? Um,
well,
I
even recently, shit, being that your accident, that's
Yeah, I mean
something. Geez, yeah,
that's up. But I mean, I'm here, and I believe that it is events like that, events that have a large impact in your life. No pun intended from my accident, the large impact. But having that happen to you, um, those are the things that I believe turn the page. They close a chapter sometimes and open another one. You get this real um, sense of gratitude, which can give you a little more scope on what is important in your life, right? So when you have it cuts away a lot of what is not what you need is a sculpture. So
hmm
these events are just chipping away to make you more authentic, to make you more you,
yeah,
right?
unique,
Right.
yeah.
And if you can be genuine and if you could be helpful to other people, that's fine. people want to. Sometimes it's a fuck around and find out situation. Sometimes people just need to just chill. We're just having a good time. And yeah, well, it's the Norco talking, Trevor. So everybody, calm down. Shut up. I'm on a roll.
This is too deep. How is this deep? Is this that deep?
But once you really just sort of find a groove and a pocket, and it doesn't have to be about money. It just has to be about being a good person. I
Yeah.
don't even know if I answered the question because, like I said, the Norcos are kicking in. But this is very rare.
No,
You're going
no,
to get this. This is you're getting a very rare product.
no, and it's very much appreciative. And I know I picked up, let's just say, another hitchhiker that was he seemed like a illegal Mexican, and gave him a ride. He gave me $20 for the gas, but he had a huge chunk of cash like this on him,
Hmm.
and he
He
only spoke.
wanted you to touch his pee.
No, no, no. It was, I think because I knew very little Spanish. I know like Dora the Explorer amount of Spanish, like, oh, CC, yes sir, which way, and I was able to get him where he went. But I'm like, man, I wonder like if I had like taken this guy out, I could have just taken his whole thing of cash and no one would have cared. Not that I had that thought then. It was more like I wanted to just help him. But I think now, like Jude, like he just got in my car, with a wad of cash. Who else would have picked up and been like, "Holy shit, I'm about to take all this guy's money."
Just to address in the chat. That's crazy, man. You got some crazy hitchhiker stories. These are the pros and cons of hitchhiking, they say. So in the chat, they're talking about pills and everything. These kind of. So you got. I just have like a real small prescription.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even taking the whole one because they're really strong for me. I've never been someone to take pills. My favorite kind of pills were cocaine. That was my favorite kind of pills.
Do those come in pill
So,
form?
yeah. Clip it. Somebody clip that, please. That was a good one. But I've never been into pills. So you are saying some names of some pills that I've just never heard of before. Because, like I said, I never really was a pill person. The only time I would take a pill on that very rare occasion I would take a Xanax, it would be to come down off of cocaine, or like a big long cocaine bender. So yeah, going
Yeah. Mhm.
going in that direction was never my preference. I like to go forward. I never really did meth, but a lot of blow.
I've never tried anything that strong. I just got off of Xanax. Yeah, I just got off of Xanax, and I'm on clonazepam, which is like a longer acting Xanax, I guess.
Hmm.
And yeah, but my body's just in a constant fight or flight mode, so I'm just always scared all the time. So that's just what these pills do.
Well, sometimes age does help that. Since I am I find that in my life, the older I get, the calmer I get. It just everything just doesn't really get to me as much as it used to, because even some of the trolley kind of things that I experienced, like for me, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even as close as 5 years ago, I would have probably acted completely differently. But I find now that I quit the yayo, I haven't done cocaine in a while. I'm
Uh-huh.
able to really sort of like process it rather than just sort of freak
Do you
out.
th- do you think that damaged you in any way? Well, did you take it for a while? The
Yeah, it damaged me.
It did.
Yeah, a lot of damage cocaine did. What'd you say?
Yeah, yeah. Like to where you still feel it. You know what I mean? Like a
Well, less physical damage, but I think a lot of situations that I got myself into because of it gave me
okay.
some gave me some mental things that I wish I didn't see, wish I could kind of forget. But it's
Yeah,
a
but
coffee table book of imagine having a coffee table book of a snapshot of your worst experiences. That's kind of like what cocaine becomes after a while,
Mm.
when you do it for too long, it becomes like that. You're just like, oh, this fucking piece of shit time ahead.
But then you have to take the good with the bad and say you think you would be who you are today if you hadn't lived those experiences.
I would not trade a lot of it for the world.
Yeah, so it
You know,
does.
because I am who I am now, for sure.
Yeah,
And
it
that's a
does.
good point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it. People should do that, but you can't hold that regret
I
on
recommend
you.
it, but actually not now. I don't recommend
Yeah, yeah, because it ultimately even those bad issues or bad things we do, they make us into who we are, just as
it.
much as the good things.
For sure. Those
Unfortunately,
horse tranks.
yeah. Like me, it was a burglary of a building years
Oh, I
ago.
think they're asking you if you've ever killed anyone.
Have I ever killed anyone? No, not that I'm aware of. Because
Ultram
I
was perfect. Old as fuck. Is your
oh,
favorite color red? Did you already answer that?
my favorite color is red. Yes,
I like red.
I'm always wearing red. It's just
I can see red. I'm colorblind, so red is one of the few colors I can see.
so. What colors can't you see?
I have problems with greens and things with greens and yellows. Well, yellow is a green thing.
Hmm.
So yellows and some uh, things like purples. So there are some red differential things, but I have protonopathy, and there's I have a hybrid color blindness because the yellow greens and the red blue shit is they're different, but I have a problem with both of them.
And have you seen those videos of people getting colorblind glasses and they start crying because they're seeing the
Yeah,
world differently? Like, do you think that's a big deal?
who needs that shit? I don't need that. I have enough problems. Like I got to put on those glasses and have a complete fucking meltdown. I'm a grown
You,
man.
you're gonna see him be like, "I finally see how my piss is yellow," and
Well,
you start
they always do
crying
the
about it.
balloons. No, bro, they do the balloons. They always do the balloons. Remember that everything is
Yeah.
here's all the balloons. What's this color? And what's this color? Listen, bitch, ask me one more motherfucking time what this color is. You know, because that's how people make fun of you when you're colorblind. If they're gonna joke, what color is this? What color is this? What color is this? I'm like, that is gray. It's like, dude, this is not even a thing. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm sure you can kind of like get yourself through life without people really noticing you're colorblind, right? Like you found ways to uh what's the word?
Until
Adapt.
you move in with a woman. That is exactly when. Or your first serious girlfriend that gets to see your closet and how you dress. That's gonna be the first time you're gonna find out you're really colorblind, bro.
That's why you have a lot of plaid. It just
When you
looks
get it,
better.
yep. That's why you'll see me a lot of black, a lot of very simple. You're not gonna see me try and put a lot of colors. That's like, what am I trying to do? The fucking triple Lindy? Look at the dive. Like I'm trying to pull the major flip.
And what does this have your twerking skills improved, Lorenzo? No, I'm getting old. I'm
Oh,
getting old. I have to stretch before work just to sit down for work. So yeah, I'm not doing anything physical at the moment. I'm just relaxing.
this has been really a lot of fun, man. We're getting to have like a full on chat here, and like I was saying, we're just having a conversation. There's really nothing particular to be tied down to, and that's what live streams can be. And I hope everybody shares this one out. I hope everybody's had a good time so far. If anybody's got any questions, I got to
Yeah,
dip a
let's
little bit.
yeah, we'll go
Ah,
a little bit longer. I just see our aliens
yeah.
real or
Okay,
government
that's a good
lies.
question. You know, I believe they're there. I believe that there are other forces outside of this, whatever people want to call it,
They gotta be. Gotta be.
right? And
Yeah.
and a lot of people ask about whatever flat Earth and this and that. For me, I I am too old to care. If somebody has fooled me this long, I'm not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, flat Earth." I'm on the back nine of life, right? I
But
want to I want to cruise through
but what would
as
it
much as I
change?
can, and that to me, yeah, it wouldn't change anything for me.
Yeah,
That's all
right.
I'm
It
saying.
wouldn't change anything if it was like, oh, the Earth's been flat this whole time. Okay, what does it change? You
Now,
know?
yeah, that would lead to a lot of other questions,
Yeah,
but
of course, of
you
course.
gotta, you don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater.
Yeah.
So
No, but
you think
mhm.
looking at things like that, and a lot of the bullshit that we see now. I mean, just all boils down to how you're gonna treat yourself, because the way you treat yourself is what you're gonna reflect to put out. So just as long as you treat yourself good, you treat everybody else good. If you're going to do drugs, don't take too many of them, but have yourself a good time and be safe. You know.
Yeah, I would say if you're gonna do drugs, have the money available to where you can afford to do those drugs.
Well, a
'Cause
little warning from what I've seen: the the cartels in Mexico, they don't want to kill their customers. Okay, regardless of what people say that they're poisoning, that's not what's happening.
no,
That's happening in another part of processing. Right.
economically, it makes no sense to do that.
Right. They're not sending out bricks with fentanyl in it. So what they're doing now is they put a pink dye. So if you are partying, ladies and gentlemen, right, there are a lot of these are Carreras. I got them a few years back. I think I got them. I don't know. I got them. I didn't. I don't think I got them in the U.S. Uh, is that me or you?
Is that you or me? Oh no, I think it was me. I got it.
Okay. You got a dip?
No, no, no. It was somebody was cooking something. I think they left the alarm on.
Oh, okay. I think someone was cooking something and they set the alarm off. Where was I, bro? I'm sorry.
Cartel.
Oh yeah. So they're now making the fentanyl pink. So if you're going out and partying and you see pink in any of your party favors, do not fucking take it. Okay, whether you're rolling, whether you're using some coke, whether you're whatever the fuck else is out there now. Okay, uh, watch out for the pink stuff. And I ain't talking about pussy.
We'll watch out for that too.
Watch out for that too.
Yeah, that.
And I mean, watch out. I mean, be careful out there. Let's be
She's a
careful out there,
man
kids.
eater. Do
And
you think?
don't be stupid on Twitter.
Do you think? What do you think about ghosts? Are you into ghosts? Do you think
I've
they're
had
real?
experience with ghosts,
Have you?
so they're very real. Yeah,
I don't.
a friend of mine had one of those historically preserved. They were in Philly. Philadelphia's an old town. They
Mhm,
had one of those houses that was historically preserved by the historical board or something, and it had like the old furniture, but they lived in it
mhm.
as well because there are quarters that had like modern stuff, but they kept like the living room and the libraries and all that shit. And so there are some experiences in there that I had directly with, what I guess you would call a poltergeist. And that's not the joke about you switch. You don't know the joke?
No, what's the joke?
Oh, the poltergeist is when you're when you're having sex with a girl and you switch out with your buddy and then you go outside the window in front of her and you wave.
I thought that was called the Houdini.
That's the poltergeist, bro. That's not the Houdini.
I thought it was called the Houdini when you
No.
like, oh, now you see me, now you don't type shit. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
that would be different.
As far as
That's kind of deep.
ghosts to me, I think they're just interdimensional beings and they're vibrating at a frequency that suddenly sometimes we're able to see, you know?
Mhm,
I don't think of them as past lives lived, but more so like, at Skinwalker Ranch, where
mhm.
it's like, oh, these other dimensions, et cetera, et cetera. I'd say if we did,
There's some to that, yeah.
yeah, I feel like ghosts are more on that sake that
I feel
if
like
you're
they're trapped, though. I also feel like they're trapped. I feel like some of them have an unresolved something that's happened somewhere that has
Mhm.
put them in this position, kind of like, the Nephilim and the Watchers. That's an interesting topic. I was on Sam Tripoli's show. I was on Tinfoil Hat.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love him. He's a great man.
oh yeah, he's a good guy. I've known him for about 20 years, and I was just on a show recently with Chris Knowles talking about the Watchers and the Nephilim. So it's probably I was on a few months ago.
Yeah, on Rofkin or something. I
Rockfin. I used to
Rockfin,
say that. I said
right?
that for 4 fucking months when I got on there. I I had it even like that in my StreamYard when I used to use StreamYard, right? I had it in there, right? I have put that shit.
It's
Rofkin.
Rofkin? Rofkin.
And there was a girl in my school. Her last name was Rifkin,
Mhm,
right? I almost
mhm.
said her full name, but I stopped. You don't want to really say full names.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But you know what? She's probably long gone um, after all the you know that she was doing.
Rest in peace. That's the one way to go out. But yeah,
for sure.
I think of Ghost as, like I said, interdimensional beings more on the vibrating of a frequency. But I could see where you're going, where they might have a quote unquote unfinished business, and they're in like that limbo purgatory type of state. But
Yep, yep.
yeah,
Very much like in Beetlejuice. Remember, they become civil servants. If you end yourself, you can't say the word with the S in it.
oh
Don't say
okay,
it.
I know what you mean.
Okay,
I know
yeah,
what you mean.
yeah. Or you have to say like you're self-ending or you're like there's anything but that S word.
Yeah, I um I always go to the movie. You remember the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze?
Do I?
Yeah, it's perfect.
I started pottery because of that movie.
It's the perfect balance of horror, romance, and I don't know,
Horror or horror?
horror,
Okay.
horror.
You said
eh,
I thought you said horse. I didn't know if there
Yeah,
were horses in
I
that movie.
I mean Demi Moore, but
Oh, I thought that's what I thought her last name was, and you were calling her whore, Demi
Demi
Whore.
Moore. It's a great
Shame.
balance of everything, right? That movie. But do you remember the scene where he's in the subway and that one dude is teaching him how to like touch things and like harness his ability to his emotions to
Oh yeah,
touch
yeah, yeah.
touch items in the real universe. And I remember as a kid that's always tripped me out because why was this guy here? And then he's trying to say like, well, why are you here? And he's like, I didn't jump from that train. I didn't jump. Somebody pushed me, And then
Oh yeah, yeah, wow.
he just disappears, You're like, what's up with this character? Like, what's going on? I want to know more about him.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you're right. Ghosts, I don't know, ghosts are a weird thing.
Well, but I'm starting to feel a little bit like I got to go get in my anti-gravity chair because
Uh,
I'm starting to feel a little woozy. These medicines are a little bit strong for me, like I said. So I'm gonna dip out.
all right, well, no, I
But
thank you for
I just
your
wanted to say
time.
thank you so much, and I apologize that I got to dip out a little soon. But we've done 90 minutes, right?
Yeah,
We've done a good clip
yeah, we're great. Everyone's having fun. It was a good while.
for
We
sure.
just as planned. We did something and it was great.
Exactly. Tardive epileptic. Yeah, that's my thing. Who gives a? I got bills to pay. Damn right.
Yeah, who cares if the world's flat? The world's gonna keep spinning, right? Just it's
Right.
flat.
For sure. For
Yeah,
sure. But we'll do this again. And remember, you are going to come on to our podcast nightmares. And, you know, honestly, as having worked with you a little bit on some stuff, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we've already done and suggested for you. Right.
yeah,
So, just to give you some of that rundown, and we'll make it in clips, and I will do that, Tyler. So I can't do it today, but I'll be there. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I got a lot of cool little collectibles back here, little steampunk, little Roman steampunk thing going on back here. a little
no, it
Romans,
looks
that's what I
great.
call it.
Looks great. I'm
Um,
trying to get this going too with this light over here.
for sure. Oh, it beeps.
Yeah, when you hit it like a Super Mario.
Oh, right on. Okay, so now I see some of the things that we could even, sort of look into as we get into the episode of what we're going to do to, just improve on what we're doing. We're gonna roast you a little bit, you know what I mean? Because you just got to watch Kitchen Nightmares, and we're gonna be doing it like that. We're gonna identify what we think is wrong, and we're not gonna drag you over the coals like they do in in Kitchen Nightmares. He went pretty hard, but we are gonna make a point of, like here's what we see, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, Mr. Lorenzo Ariola is not an easy customer. So it's going to be a really, really good episode but BTS, he knows what he wants and he wants it the way he wants it, and no one puts baby in the corner. So this is going to be probably a fire episode kicking off podcast nightmares with Mr. Lorenzo Ariola. It's going to
Yeah, it
be a
was
showdown. We're going to
Zero
have fun.
Dark Tony. I can't wait.
See that? Give it a little sizzle, baby.
But yeah, no, thank you for being here today. And yeah, if you want to, I know I put it in the description for YouTube. If you want to plug all your,
Oh yeah, right in the chat where you see me right there, you could just go and give me a sub over there. I've got over 100 videos. going on, and we're going to be coming back real soon. As you can see, I've got my studio up and running. I think I've got the shot pretty nice. Things I'm pretty happy with today's appearance. I think I've got all the bugs worked out,
Yeah, it
and
looks great.
I'm just looking forward to, can you hear this? Can you hear that?
No, I don't hear anything.
Okay. So that was me seeing if the sound pads worked yet. So I got one more glitch to work out, maybe, and then maybe from there we'll go. So I really appreciate it, and bikini. So I appreciate you guys so much. And over at Twitter, ZeroDarkTony_OG, Instagram, ZeroDarkTony, and obviously PCast Nightmares on Twitter. That's PCast Nightmares. The name was too long for the for the thing. So get at us, and thanks so much, buddy.
No, thank you for coming. I want to thank everyone in the chat for being here.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna dip out, and then you sign off with your crowd.
all right, man. You take care, okay?
All right, thanks, guys. Have a
Yeah,
good one.
thank you. Bye. Well, great episode we had, right, guys? That was sure a that was sure a kicker, a flaming fireball, right? Huh? Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate all y'all, continued support. And yeah, we'll try to do more of these lives with a different cast of wacky guests, Zero Dark Tony is a great guy. I respect him so much. He's helped guiding me through this, just like my buddy Cardiff. And yeah, uh, I hope it was rowdy. It was rowdy, right? It was a good, nice long episode. But yeah, tell me in the comments or whatever who else you'd want me to chat with, or what else you want to see in all this. I would like, I wouldn't mind getting Chad Zumach. That sounds fun. You know, just everyone, anyone and everyone. But yeah, it'd be fun. And I want to thank y'all for being here today. We'll definitely do more of these. And yeah, take care. Have a great rest of your week. Okay. Bye.